What is good, YouTube fans, whoever's watching this video? Welcome to Wanopod, episode 2. Before I start, I just want to say thank you for all the support on the first episode, because that was one take, and I know a lot of people just were questioning how I was able to talk and sit in front of a camera for 55 minutes. And I guess that just goes to show what I want to do. And yeah, you see I got a little microphone. Hopefully that has a better effect on the audio. And I also closed the window this time, turned off any fans, anything that could be an outside distraction. Again, there are college students. I am in college, and kids sometimes don't know how to be respectful and they make a lot of noise. So once again, just bear with me. And again, thank you for the support. Hopefully I'll be able to do this weekly, starting once a week. But yeah, hopefully I can start doing this more than once a week. I can, but I'm just trying to get y'all to be as I just want you guys to be involved and show support, and then I'll start doing more. As you guys can see, I started this channel doing basketball content, and I'm for sure going to keep doing that. But I'm in school right now, so this is what I want to go to school for, a degree. Sports journalism, sports writing, whatever. Talking about sports analysis. That's not a word. Just being a sports analyst in the end. So I'm just locking in with that, and then whenever I can, I'll start doing more basketball content. But structure today, thanks to one of the kids that I went to high school with, gave me very in-depth ideas about things that I should improve on. Thank you, Lucas. I know you're watching. Thank you a lot. That's love. So today, I'm going to be talking about CBS dropped a top 100 NBA players list prior to the season, and I'm gonna try to go through that as fast as I can because it's 100 players. And I'm gonna talk about the AP poll because I was not able to watch any games over the weekend because I was at home with the family. Wasn't in the dorm, wasn't able to watch any games, so I'll just go through that real quick. And I'm gonna talk about this 2024 WNBA draft class that could be the greatest ever. We'll get to that though. Yeah, so not really much I could talk about college football wise. I might talk about NFL game that I watched, but yet again, I doubt it. With the time, I wanna make this shorter for you guys. So yeah, let's start by looking at the top 100 NBA players. Let me get this really quick. So I'm gonna try to go through this as fast as I can. Yes. So, at number 100 is Grant Williams. Not much to say about Grant. Solid defender, solid shooter, role player. Like him being on the Mavericks this year. Yeah. His last year ranking was 102, so that basically telling him that he hasn't gotten better or worse. I don't know how to feel about that. Yeah, I'm going to try to go through these. Number 99, KCP, just got his second ring, was a very good contributor to that Nuggets run. Right after him, number 98, Bruce Brown. Last year he was not ranked. I like how they got him in the rankings this year. He is really developing his three-point shot, and I like him being on Indiana this year. I feel like Indiana's going to surprise a lot of people this year. Tyrese. They got Jarris Walker in the draft. They picked up Obi Toppin. They still got Miles Turner. They got Bruce Brown in free agency. But they are trying to trade Buddy Hield, which is a shooter. And I feel like they're going to lack shooting if they get rid of Buddy Hield. But to each his own. Number 97, Scoot Henderson. Hasn't even played a game yet, but I understand. If they get rid of Dame, that is his team. And I feel like Scoot's going to be a star. Sooner or later, he'll be the best point guard in the league until Steph Curry retires. No one's going to be better than him, but yeah. 96, Markelle Fultz. I like how he's coming back into his own, playing well with Orlando. Just like how he's able to overcome adversity with that shoulder injury that reset his jumper. And yeah, again, they did draft another point guard, Anthony Black, but I feel like Markel's still going to get that point guard role this year. Number 95, Bojan Bogdanovic, Detroit Pistons. Had a solid season, 21.6 points per game. Didn't really lead to anything. I'm sorry. I know you guys heard that. Didn't really lead to anything, but if he doesn't start this year, he'll be the sixth man because I know we got Asar in the draft. And I like our core this year, man. Watch out for Detroit. That's all I got to say. Detroit versus everybody. Cade Cunningham, coming for most improved player, by the way. Number 94, Robert Williams, Time Lord. Like they just said, I just read, if he could be injury free, he's very injury prone to be a big man. He would be high on the list. Last year, he was number 56 after that playoff run. And, yeah, if he could stay on the floor, he is a very good defender, very good rebounder, very consistent as well on the defensive end. Number 93, Jordan Poole. Wow. He dropped a lot after that. I wouldn't even say it's a disappointing season from him. He's just a sixth man. And I think after next season coming up, he's going to be top 50 because that Wizards team is now his team. I feel like in order for him to fulfill his potential over there, he has to play point guard. I know they have him listed as the 2 guard, but I feel like he has to play the 1. And, yeah, there could also be a most improved player conversation for Jordan Poole as well. Number 93, Jabari Smith. I don't really like him being above Jordan Poole because he was a rookie, but we move. He had a really good summer league. I'm looking forward to him having a good season this year as a sophomore in the league. Number 91, Mike Conley. There's not much to say about Mike Conley. Very consistent player. Going into year 17, still being consistent. One of the better shooters at the guard position, and he got traded to the Timberwolves, and I feel like he's a good fit with Anthony Edwards in that backcourt. That defensive mindedness that he brings with him all the way back to when he was on Memphis. I like it. Number 90, Walker Kessler. Once again, he's a rookie. Really good defender. I like that. He basically came in and filled that role that Gobert played last season, so he isn't the shooter that we see a lot of bigs now, but again, he's such a good defender, and I want to see his leap this year on the offensive end. Something like a Nick Claxton, maybe. But, yeah, number 90, Walker Kessler, really good defender. I like his upside on the defensive side. Number 89, Jalen Green. 20 point per game scorer. He's going to be that for his whole career. I just feel like his problem has always been efficiency, and I feel like if he continues to get better on the offensive side of the ball, more consistent, he'll be an all-star in this league. He has talent. I feel like him and Cade being the top 2 guys in that draft class, they will be all-stars one day. The league will not be okay if they play together. That's all I got to say. 88, Emmanuel Quickley, just another guy who doesn't really have a chance with Brunson starting over there in New York, but if he had his own team, he'd be scary because when you see when he has to step in for Brunson or something like that, he plays and he steps up. One of the better guards, one of those Kentucky boys. Number 87, Kevin Huerter, sharp, but he couldn't bring that sharpshooter mentality with him into the playoffs, as they saw a first-round exit to Golden State in 7 games, though. Took the defending champs to 7 games. I like it. Huerter, I just feel like he has to keep shooting the ball and just work on that mental toughness to where when the playoffs come and there's pressure on and there's a chance that you guys are going home, to just lock in. Number 86, R.J. Barrett. Not much to say about R.J. Just a flat-out scorer. Once again, I feel like him and Jalen Green, same boat, just got to become more efficient. They could both put up 20 points per game. They just got to both be more consistent. I just feel like as a lefty, RJ, he just got to just keep staying in the lab, get that consistency. I'm telling you, if you keep putting in them shots, they're going to fall in the season. 85, Sengun. Wow. I like Sengun a lot. He's 6'9" center, so his defensive side, he doesn't really have much upside, and he's not the most agile, but I see where they say he has a lot of flashes of a guy like Jokic because of his passing ability and his rebounding ability, and I like that. I feel like he's going to be the Rockets starting big for a while. Herb Jones, 84. Defender. That's all I got to say about Herb, man. Lockdown defender at the 2 guard. Lanky. Does it all, really. Can shoot a little bit if you leave him open. But really good defender, and that's making him his money. That's his money's worth as being a defender. 83, Jaden McDaniels. Again, a really good defender as well. Solid, averaged 12 last season. Him and his bro. I like both of them since they were in high school. And like I just said, McDaniels is a really good defender. I feel like if he continues to work on that, he's already a high 30s, low 40s three-point shooter. I just feel like if he continues, I feel like that duo on the wing defensively of him and Anthony Edwards next season could be scary. 82, Devin Vassell, flat-out scorer, bucket getter. I want to see how him and Wemby pan out as a duo, I guess. But there's not really another flat-out. I'm not even calling Wemby a star. I'm just saying with all that hype around him, he needs to have a running mate. And Devin Vassell is that guy, and he gets good. He gets buckets. That's all you need for real out of him. But he did get hurt, and he's a good defender. 81, Trey Murphy. Him and Herb, just tough guys, both sides of the ball. I did see that he got hurt, or was that hurt? One of the two got hurt. And Trey Murphy, flat-out shooter, can jump out the gym. And I just like his play style. He plays up-tempo, plays fast. And he has a lot of upside, too. Him and Herb could be on the wing for New Orleans for years to come. Oops. 80, Tobias Harris. Not much to say about Tobias, man. Solid guy. Solid, good shooter, floor spacer. Get you some rebounds. Always been iffy, but he's physical on defense. He's not an all-star, but he borderline every year. I never forget what Jimmy Butler said. I ain't going to repeat it, but you know what Jimmy Butler said. Number 79, Nick Claxton. Nick Claxton is a guy that I want to see Walker Kessler model his game after. Both young guys, but Claxton has every season made a leap offensively, and he's always been a good defender, and he's also making leaps defensively. Claxton is a good center, man. He'll be in Defensive Player of the Year talks for years to come. 78, Hero. You know Hero, scorer, shooter. They say he might run the 1 next year, and I like that. I like him being ball dominant. He could average 25 if he was ball dominant, but being a 2 guard. And a guy that came off the bench a lot. He's solid. I like Tyler Hero, man. Well, sad that he got injured in the playoffs and couldn't really contribute to that Miami Heat finals run in which they lost to the Nuggets. I'm sorry if you guys hear a lot of doors closing. It's about 7:30 almost. 77, Jeremy Grant, Pistons legend forever. But I like him in Portland, man. He's a bucket getter, gets rebounds. I like how he stays listed as a power forward, but Jeremy Grant has always been a small forward to me. 76, DeAndre Ayton. It's not really Ayton problem. I just feel like he has to be more aggressive, and they'll be all right in Phoenix this coming season with the addition of Bradley Beal. 75, Kyle Kuzma. Come on, Kuzma gets buckets. He's just always been iffy because he hasn't really contributed to like the Wizards winning anything as of late. So those 20-point per game seasons, they really don't really mean nothing to the team. To him, that's an accolade. You averaging 20 in the league. That's something you'll never forget. 74, Malcolm Brogdon, 6th man of the year. Brogdon is always solid. I don't care what team he's on. He's always going to give you close to a 50, 40, 90 season. He's done it a few times in his career prior, and I just feel like he should be I don't know why he's not the clear starter. Derek White's the starting point guard, man. I feel like Brogdon should be the starter. I feel like Brogdon is better than Derek White, too. But I guess because Derek White's a better defender, they got to put him over. 73, Chris Paul. Come on, CP3. I like CP3, but he always getting injured in the playoffs, man. My favorite player, Kevin Durant. Can't get no ring when you on the sideline, TP. But he on the Warriors now. I want to see how they run that lineup of him, Steph, Clay, Wiggins, and maybe Draymond at the 5. Unless they get Dwight, they gotta sit somebody. Or they just bring Dwight off the bench. But either way, I like that addition. Golden State looking old, though, but I know they want to make one more playoff push before a guy like CP3 retires. So, yeah. 72, Caruso. Really good defender, energy guy. Not much to say about Caruso. Him and Lonzo just lock up. Prayers up for Lonzo, man. Wish him a speedy recovery. But a guy like Caruso playing the 2, and he's just a lockdown defender. I know he got crushed by Jalen Brunson, but if you play good defense and you play aggressive, you're going to get crossed up. I'm sorry. 71, Jared Allen. Allen's always solid, man. All-star a season ago. Not this last season, but a season before. I just feel like him and Evan Mobley in that front court could be lethal if they could help a little more on the offensive end. Their defense, come on. They good on defense too, but just can't be getting cooked, man. Got to give some bucks too. 70, CJ McCollum. He dropped a lot from last season. I just feel like because that Pelicans team is a little stacked on the offensive side of the ball. Zion, when he healthy, Ingram, and then a guy like CJ. But I like that addition to CJ. I feel like when Zion comes back, if he can stay healthy, man, they're a playoff team for sure. MPJ, Michael Porter Jr., one of my favorite players in the league because he reminds me so much of KD. Sharpshooter, 40% from the 3. Very big help in that finals run. Happy my boy MPJ got that ring. He just played good basketball, man. Even if he didn't put up his 15 points a game, he played both sides of the ball well, played good defense, rebounded the ball. He did the little things when he couldn't score. I just feel like that was him and Aaron Gordon both did it, man. 68, Chet. Haven't seen him play yet, but again, Chet could also be a dark horse defensive player of the year candidate every season of his career. I feel like Chet could low-key win Rookie of the Year because I feel like he's gonna be more of a help to his team than a guy like Wemby, because I feel like the Thunder are actually trying to compete now with a starting center in Chet. I just feel like if he can continue to put weight on, scary sight because Chet is so skilled as an offensive player. 67, Clay. Not much to say about Clay. Came back from the ACL, got that ring, but he wasn't as consistent. He still hasn't been as consistent as he has been in the past. And I just hope to see if he can get that consistency back, that level of consistency back. Man, it's just a lot of guys in the league, man, that go from consistent to inconsistent that fast, and that takes a toll on your team if you can't hit shots. 66, Miles Turner, solid, big man, solid, can get you a bucket, can guard the other team's big man. He do be getting dunked on, but I like the fact that he jumps. Him, Jared Allen, they jump at everything. They trying to get that block. So they do get dunked on, but I like that. Dang, Jalen Williams is pretty high. Rookie had a solid second half of his rookie year. People really believed that he could have beat Paolo out for Rookie of the Year, but Paolo was super consistent the whole season, and Jalen started to come out second half of the season. I like him as the 3. Yeah, he running a 3 for Thunder this year. I feel like he got to work on that handle and he'll be all right. Keep working on that 3 ball. He'll be chill. Scotty Barnes, pretty disappointing season from a previous Rookie of the Year, but can't do much when you got Pascal, Gary Trent. They got rid of Fred VanVleet, so I feel like that's going to open it up for him. I saw Scotty. I've been watching Scotty since I was in 4th grade, and he was in like 8th grade. Crazy. He put in his IG bio, 6'9" point guard. Man, let him run the show. He got the IQ. He could really run it in Toronto. I like how they added Grady Dick to that team as well. Solid shooter. I just feel like if they let Scotty facilitate more, they'll be a better team because he's a facilitator at heart. Austin Reeves, not much to say about AR-15, man. That playoff run just made a lot of people realize how good of a player Austin Reeves is and how he played in FIBA. Even though we lost in FIBA, AR is the truth. Derek White, like I was already talking about him earlier. Him, Malcolm Brogdon. Even though he's a 2 guard, I think he's gonna start at the 1 this year for Boston after they got rid of Marcus Smart. Really good defender. He did cut that hair off. I was teasing him about that hair. But he did get that putback layup in the conference finals to send it to Game 7. Really good defender. Consistency with Derek White. Remember when he was in San Antonio? And yeah, I like to see how far he's come. Just playing that gritty basketball that I know Pop taught him over there. 61, Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey is a really good offensive player overall. I think his only weakness is that shooting, but once he gets that down, all-star. I'm telling you, the playmaking there, rebounding, both sides of the ball there. Scoring there, just got to work on that 3-ball. Giddey, I feel like if they let Shea run the 2 and Giddey run the 1, that's a big backcourt. But yeah, I like Josh Giddey a lot, man. A lot of people are skeptical on him coming into the league, but he's panned out. Tyrese Maxey at 60. Sorry, was just thinking about if I should start speeding through these or not, but nah, lock in. Maxey, we know Maxey. They had him listed at a point guard, but he's a 2-guard at heart. Bucket getter. Similar game to Emmanuel Quickley, but he actually has a chance in Philly. 59, Julius Randle. He's a bucket. But can he lead New York past the second round? Nah. They're just better guys, man. I'm sorry. But Julius Randle is really good. I knew he would be good after that season that he had in New Orleans beside Anthony Davis. People weren't really thinking about it, but yeah. 58, Wembanyama. Not much to say about Wemby, man. Just got to see how he pans out rookie year. Him and Chet, I feel like they're both going to do good regardless because they're so versatile on both sides of the floor. Skilled. And yeah, Wemby. 58, 57, OG Anunoby. He's like a Kawhi Leonard clone to me. But not as skilled on the offensive side of the ball, but plays defense, can shoot, can get to the bucket. I know a lot of teams are trying to get him. I remember because he's just a solid 3 that can do it all. Marcus Smart, Memphis Grizzlies, 56. Feel bad for him, man. Got traded in that trade, but you know, Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year, one of the best on-ball defenders in the NBA. 55, Rudy Gobert. Not much to say about him either. Elite defender, elite big man defender. Does it on both sides. Hasn't always been the best on the offensive side of the ball, but he catches lobs and he plays defense. That's what you need out of a big man. Set screens, rebound the ball. 54, Aaron Gordon. I know a lot of people say Aaron Gordon had an Andrew Wiggins type season last year, and I believe it because he played so well in the playoffs, helping them get that ring. Above him, Andrew Wiggins. I just feel like Andrew Wiggins is a better offensive player than Aaron Gordon, and I feel like he can get his own. And I think that makes him that much better. Even though they're only one spot apart, I feel like Wiggins is better. Prayers to Wiggins, man. He had a family issue, and he wasn't able to be with the team for a lot of the end of the season, and then he had to come back for the playoffs, man. That's tough, man. I just know Wiggins is going to be all right when the season comes back. 52, DeJounte Murray. And then after him is Paolo. You know that little beef they had last summer. Both really good players. DeJounte, one of the best on-ball defenders because he got them long arms. And he can get a bucket, too. 51, Paolo. Come on. Rookie of the Year. I feel like Paolo is very elite. At 6'9", power forward. Not many can guard him. And he plays defense. And he rebounds the ball. Paolo could be a future MVP in the NBA. Getting into the top 50. 50, Brook Lopez. Splash Mountain. Defensive Player of the Year candidate. I like the fact that he's aging well. He's getting older, and he's learning. He learned that he could develop a 3-ball and shoot the ball, rebound, and play defense. Brook Lopez, one of my favorite bigs, man, over the years. 49, Porzingis. He did have a career year last season with the Wizards. and now he's with Boston. I like to see how they can incorporate him into the offense because they haven't been lacking a floor spacer because they've had Al Horford. I just want to see how they incorporate him into the offense and the defensive side of the ball because we know Porzingis is good for blocks. But I just want to see how they incorporate him. Always been a solid player, man. Even after the injury, I like how he's changed his game to more of a shooting stretch big type. Before he was still a shooter, but he liked to attack the rim when he was a young guy. When he first got drafted to New York. 48, Freddie V. I like that pickup, but Freddie V, very inconsistent last year. I'm telling you, like 38% from the field. That's not that good from a former All-Star point guard, but I like to see what he can do being a mentor to Amen Thompson and just bringing that vet experience to the team as they got Ime Udoka as their head coach now. I just feel like having him and a guy like Jeff Green in the locker room, they're going to just make those guys that much better because over the years they've played very undisciplined basketball. And their coach even was like, he felt bad because he couldn't do anything to stop these guys from just being the way they were. But having a guy like Freddie V and Jeff Green in the locker room will enhance the team a lot. 47, Franz Wagner. He cooked us in FIBA World Cup. Sure did. And he went to Michigan. Franz is a bucket, man. All love for Franz, man. Averaged about 19 last season. I only see growth from him over the years. 46, Chris Middleton. He's taking a step back after the injury, but Chris Middleton, shooter, bucket getter, clutch gene. I just want to see him fully healthy. Even though Giannis is trying to get out of there if they can't compete, I still want to see a guy like Chris Middleton help the team. 45, Cade Cunningham, most improved player. Calling it, nothing else to say. Put him in a role that Luka has. He's winning MVP, but I'm not gonna say that much. Cade did really well in the USA scrimmages. I know it's only a scrimmage, but you can tell that he's back 100% healthy, and I just love his play style. He does play similar to a Luka. He like a Luka with defense and more agile and athletic, if you see where I'm getting with this. But yeah, Cade at 45, solid. He's going to be top 20 next season, or top 25, or top 20. I don't know. It just depends. Like, DeMar DeRozan at 44, like, DeMar still gets buckets. He's a bucket getter. One of the best mid-range shooters the game has ever seen. Sorry about that intermission. I don't know what just happened with my computer. But, yeah. 43, Zach LaVine, his teammate. They do both get buckets. Zach did take a fall. I feel like he could be more aggressive. He's very athletic. Let me set this down. Start looking over. Zach is too athletic. I feel like he has too much athletic ability to not be using it. He's a shooter. He could be dunking on people, driving to the basket, getting fouled, getting free throws, getting more buckets, getting more points. I just feel like he could be more aggressive. 42, Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane, one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA. Even though his percentages took a dip last year, I feel like it's because he started to take more shots. He's been a 40% three-point shooter ever since he's entered the league, and I just feel like his numbers are going to continue to go up when he's healthy. He did take that injury, and I like Desmond Bane, man. Sharpshooter, plays defense. He just fits that Grizzly style of basketball. All those guys do, man. Even Jaren Jack. Larry Markkinen, most improved player. When's the last time we seen a guy go do war duty for his country after winning most improved? I don't know. I've always been high on Larry. I know a lot of people start to doubt him, but he's still young. He's a bucket, and he plays defense, and he rebounds the ball. Something I know Lauri's he's like a wing slash big, but if Lauri continues to work on that handle, man, a lot of All-Star appearances after this one are on the way. Just don't sleep on a guy like Lauri, man. He wasn't even ranked last year. That's crazy. He averaged about 25 plus last season too. 7-footer. I know a lot of people are trying to say he was Giannis with a jumper, but I don't know how to feel about that statement. 40, Evan Mobley. Defensive Player of the Year candidate. He'll be like that for the rest of his career. Superb defender. I just feel like Cleveland has to find a way to get him more involved on the offensive side of the ball. Top 3 pick. Come on, man. He has the talent. I know people are saying he has the talent of a guy like AD or Kevin Garnett, and I see it. I've seen it since high school. I just feel like they got to get him more involved on the offensive side of the ball. Number 39, LaMelo. I just feel like the thing about those ball boys, those ball brothers, is injuries, man. If they weren't so injury prone, they would be all-stars, man. Like a guy like Lonzo, LaMelo. You see the similarities in their play styles. Just one is able to stay more healthy. Even though LaMelo got hurt, they're both superb playmakers. Lonzo is the better defender. He's one of the best not offensive. He's one of the best well-rounded guards in the league when he's healthy. I feel like if LaMelo, I know LaMelo, he started a new wave with that playing lazy basketball, being all swaggy with it, and I feel like if LaMelo applied himself on the defensive side of the ball, he could be even better than he is right now, and he's still young. He just has such a big influence on the basketball world that a lot of people just play like him. 38, Bradley Beal. I like that trio they got in Phoenix. KD winning it all this year, or Steph Curry. That's all I got to say. 37, Cat. Best big man shooter we've seen since Dirk. I just feel like his defensive, that's his downside is he's not that agile. He can get up, he can dunk, grab rebound, but his defense will hold him back from being possibly the best big man in the league, man. I know they were saying he was a problem last year, but we'll see this year with a guy like Edwards, Cat, Mike Conley, McDaniels, and Gobert. That's a solid starting 5. And he the only one that can't play defense. Come on, man. He the only one that can't guard. He's the only person on that lineup that cannot guard. Everyone else is above average defender. 36, Darius Garland. He did have a slow start to the season, but he started to pick it up. I don't know. I see people try to compare him to guys. I feel like that's a hard thing to do, is compare a guy like Garland, because he has the offensive talent, but his defense is lacking. So you can't compare him to a guy like Chris Paul. You can try to compare him to a guy like Kyrie, but his offensive game isn't as gifted. I just feel like his handle is up there with Kyrie. I'm not going to lie to you, but let's leave it there. I'm not going to be able to talk about the AP poll, guys. This is a straight basketball podcast today. My favorite sport. Right above Darius Garland is Kyrie Irving. Not much to say other than his cryptic stuff, man. Brooklyn was a top 3 seed in the East when he just randomly decided to request a trade. I feel like Brooklyn could have came out of the East last year with that team they had in that run they were on. But I'm going to leave that for another time. We know Kyrie, one of the most gifted players that we've ever seen in the sport of basketball offensively. Not many can guard him. I don't think anyone can guard Kyrie or KD or Steph or LeBron or Giannis. Those guys are all just gifted, have gifts from God. Number 34 is Sabonis. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not even going to, no comment on Sabonis. Good big man. He does all the little things too. We know what happened with him and Draymond last season in the playoffs, but Sabonis is one of the best big men in the league. Hate him, love him. He's cold. He passes the ball, rebounds, scores. He used to be a 4. That's the thing that confused me, is when he switched his position to a 5. And I feel like that suited him better than being a 4, which he was in college. So I like the switch. 33, James Harden. 20 and 10. We're gonna be seeing that from Harden for the rest of his career because ever since Harden left Houston, he hasn't been that ISO guy. So we've had to see him turn more into a point guard rather than a guy that is a two guard that strictly scored the ball. And Harden, just like Clay, man, injuries have led to inconsistencies and inefficiencies on the court. And I just feel like a guy like Harden, I just like how he's been able to turn those 35 point per game seasons as a shooting guard into now being a point guard in a sense and averaging 20 and 10. 32, Ingram, KD 2.0. Love him. He gets buckets. And he's the closest thing to KD I've seen ever. I like him being on that Pelicans team. I just need Zion to come back. They got Valanciunas. They got Herb Jones. I know Trey Murphy. CJ McCollum. They don't got Jackson Hayes no more though. That's tough. But we move. 31, Pascal Siakam. I like how Siakam was able to allow for Kawhi to leave that team and then become more of a leader and an all-star after that departure of Kawhi Leonard. And I just like how he took the challenge to become the top guy on the team. 30, Draymond. We know Draymond plays with heart. Hard to stop. His heart. He loves the game. Can't hate a guy like Draymond. 29, Mikal Bridges. After that trade from Phoenix to Brooklyn, I feel like he's going to be in the all-star conversation for years to come because we saw his actual ability to score the ball. He's still a good defender, superb defender, but we were able to see that he is more than a defender and a catch-and-shoot guy in the league. 28, Jaren Jackson Jr., Defensive Player of the Year. Did really well in FIBA. So did Mikal. Just want to see if he can back that season up and do it again. Former Michigan State guy. 27, Jalen Brunson, another FIBA guy. Didn't play that well, but he played well in the NBA. And he also got rid of Cavs, Donovan Mitchell and those guys. Sent him home, put up good numbers. I like Brunson, man. I don't know how the Mavs let him go. 26, Zion Williamson. Just need him to be healthy. We know what Zion can do. 25, Drew Holiday. I feel like he's the best two-way guard in the league. Simple as that. People underrate him because they feel like he can't score 20 points per game, but he puts up numbers. He plays defense. He just plays the game the right way. I feel like if I had to compare myself to an NBA player, it would be like Drew Holiday or DeJounte Murray because of their defensive side of the ball skills. Even though people say I play more like KD, I'm not as tall as KD, so I got to compare myself to a guy that's a guard. 24, Jaylen Brown just got that big contract. Star, stud, does it all, plays defense, can score the ball with the best of them. 23, Tyrese Halliburton. I'm telling y'all, Halliburton might be the best passer in the league as Chris Paul's exiting the league. Halliburton will be the best passer in the league, in my opinion. I feel like he's going to lead this Pacers team to a possible play-in tournament spot, even a playoff spot, because they got the pieces around him. He's a true point guard. 22, Anthony Edwards. Come on, man. I don't have to say anything about Anthony Edwards, man. Top 2 shooting guard in the league. Behind D-Book, I'm sorry. But Anthony Edwards is the second best shooting guard in the league, in my opinion. Sooner or later, he's going to overtake you, Devin, but not right now. 21, Trae Young. Trae Young's going to always give you 20 and 10 plus. Just can't do much in the playoffs. Just got to see if he can prove the doubters wrong and beat a team like they could have possibly beat Boston last year, but they just couldn't stop Tatum and Brown. So I don't say it's his fault because he did hit that game winner against them in the playoffs. 20, Bam. Bam plays the game the right way. 6'9", big. That's a testament, man. You're a 6'9" center in the league, and you're being successful getting all-star appearances. Not much to say after that. De'Aaron Fox. I feel like he was the come out player of the year. Pause. Relax. That performance he had against Golden State, even though he did sell in Game 7, all those 38-point games, his mid-range game and that floater game is unstoppable, man. I like De'Aaron, man, ever since college. When they took Lonzo out, man, I was a Lonzo fan. Him and Malik Monk in college, what a duo. 18, Jamal Murray, not much to say about him. He flips the switch when it matters the most, turns it up. And how can you hate a guy like that, man? 17, Paul George. One of the better two-way players in this league. Him and Kawhi both being two-way players is just scary to me. I just wish they both could stay on the court together and cause havoc. 16, Donovan Mitchell. 71-point game. Nothing special. Just got to see him have some playoff success as well, man. His whole career, he's always been on good teams, but just couldn't capitalize in the playoffs, man. Got sent home by New York. 15, Kawhi, just like PG. Just wish both of them could stay healthy, be on the court together. They will cause problems on both ends of the ball. 14, John Morant. Off the court problems put aside, he's one of the best guards in the league. Athleticism, scoring ability. I'm a John Morant fan. I don't care what he did off the court. I'm sorry. I know y'all can hear them dudes outside. 13, AD, my favorite big man in the league. I know AD's a true power forward, but they make him play center. I just feel like his game is meant to be a power forward. That's why I like that they got guys like Jackson Hayes, Christian Wood, who's also a forward, but I feel like AD made it clear that he wants to play the four this year, and I feel like that's where he's going to thrive. Personally, Anthony Davis healthy is the best big man in the league, but we're not going to talk about that. That's my opinion. 12, LeBron. Come on, that's LeBron James. LeBron. I'm surprised he's not in the top 5, though. 11, Shea. 31 points per game. One of the best scorers in the league. One of the best guards in the league. Simple. All NBA team. I like that. These Kentucky boys, man, I'm telling you. All of them come to the league and turn it up. 10, Dame. 71 point per game as well. Let's see if he can get to Miami. And when he gets there, let's see if he can do something. Because he's now running from the grind. Dame running from the grind. Never thought I would have heard that. 9, Jimmy Butler. Another guy who's just gritty, always in the gym, plays good basketball, one of the best defenders in the league. 8, Devin Booker, best shooting guard in the league. Up there, one of the best mid-range scorers in the league. If he can get that ring, I can see where they get that Kobe comparison from. But until then, him and Tatum both got to prove to me that they are the next Kobe. 7 is Tatum, 30 point per game guy. He's pretty inconsistent, though. He can't pull it out in the playoffs. That's the thing about Tatum. He's one of the best players in the league, but he just can never squeeze it out in the playoffs. Number 6, Embiid, MVP. Come on. Again, he can't do anything in the playoffs. What's up with these guys having doozies in the playoffs? It's crazy that him and Harden are a duo, and they can't do anything in the playoffs. Embiid, top 3 big man, top 4 big man in the league, depending on your opinion. MVP, 30 points per game. He just got them knee problems, man. If he could stay healthy, I feel like every time they get put out in the playoffs, though, they blame it on an injury or something. Like I don't know. I don't like that. Number 5, Kevin Durant, my favorite player, greatest scorer of all time. Again, a guy who's always injured too, but I like him being on Phoenix. They kind of shut him down in that Nuggets series, shooting about 20% from 3. Something I've never heard from KD, but I feel like having a guy like Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Ayton. They even got Bol over there. They can create some crazy lineups. Phoenix, one of my dark horse title contenders. Phoenix, Golden State, Lakers looking scary. And then in the East, Nuggets, obviously. They're going back. Let me hurry up. Number 4, Luka. I feel like KD's better than Luka, but again, Luka, in my opinion, is the next coming to Larry Bird. Just he plays the guard position. He's only 24. I feel like he could break LeBron's scoring record if he's consistent, because he puts up 30 point per game seasons like it's nothing. Number 3, Steph Curry. Needless to say anything about him. In my opinion, the greatest point guard of all time. The best point guard in the league currently. Greatest shooter ever. I just want to see if he can lead that team this year. Even if they get Dwight to a championship and get number 5, where does he rank on your all-time list if he gets number 5? And again, like a guy like KD, if he gets number 3, where does he rank? Is he top 10? In my opinion, if KD gets a ring, he's top 10. Even though, in my opinion, he's number 12, 13. If Curry gets a ring, he's already close to my top 10. If Curry gets a ring, he's top 7. Because I'm not going to say much. Number 2, Giannis. Giannis has been consensus best player in the league for the last 3 to 4 years. And this year they got Jokic over him because of that finals run. And yeah, I know I've taken a lot of time, so I'm not going to talk about AP poll today. I'm not going to talk about WNBA because my computer's about to die. But yeah, if I had to say anything about that list, I just see a lot of guys who are rookies above guys who are vets who are more proven in the league, and I don't know how to feel about that. But overall, again, this is I think this is based on last season. I know I'm gonna be biased against like younger guys who haven't even played basketball yet. So that's just an opinion. But overall, that's a solid list. I know people are gonna get mad that LeBron's not top 10 for once. That's crazy to me too. I'm not even a LeBron fan. You know me, I wish KD was one every season. But that's never gonna be the case until he can get another ring. Think about that top 10. We got Dame in there. If he was put out for the rest of the season. Got guys like Tatum, Booker, KD, Jokic, Giannis, Luka, Steph. That's a solid top 10. My personal top 10, I couldn't even do that. But one thing I did say I wanted to do before I ended today, I'm going to just do my top player at each position, or my top 2. So starting with my point guard position, I feel like Steph Curry is the best point guard in the league. Close behind is Luka. I feel like when Steph retires, Luka's going to take that immediately, like easily. My top 2 shooting guards are at the 1, Devin Booker, at the 2, Anthony Edwards. I just feel like if Anthony Edwards could continue to improve on his aspect of being a team player rather than trying to be the hero all the time, he will be Hall of Famer, best shooting guard in the league. But I just feel like he's a little selfish at times. I feel like if he put all that effort that he puts on offense on defense as well, he's a good defender. But if he put all that offense and defensive games together, he would be top 10, easy, top 5 player in the NBA. That FIBA run that Anthony Edwards put together, man, I feel like he deserves to be on that team that they got next year for the Olympics. Him and Mikal Bridges and maybe Jaren, because they were consistent throughout. And yeah, those are my top 2 guards. My top 2 small forwards are going to be Kevin Durant and LeBron. There's nothing you need to say about those 2, man. They've been consistent top 2. It's just who you say is first. I think currently KD is better than LeBron James just because he's more efficient than LeBron. It's been like that for a while, but I guess because LeBron's getting older, KD's the better 3 guard, because KD's a guard to me, so I like to say 3 guard. At power forward, my top 2, depending, I'm gonna say top 3, because so at 1, Giannis, 2, Anthony Davis if he's playing power forward, and then 3, Jason Tatum. That's consistent as well. Giannis, consistent best player in the league. Not this season though, because Jokic got that ring, but Anthony Davis, again, not much to say about him. He's proven himself, all-star. Defensive Player of the Year candidate, MVP candidate at one point. And Yeah, I feel like when he's playing the four, he's playing his best basketball. And Jason Tatum, like I said, inconsistent in the playoffs, but other than that, he's up there with a lot of guys. Elite on the offensive side of the ball, very good on defense, rebounds the ball, playmaker, very much an all-around player, man. And then my top two centers are going to be Jokic and Embiid. That's been a debate for years now, and I feel like Jokic finally took that leap above Embiid because he got that ring that Embiid is still looking for. And yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I hope you guys like to see where my mind is basketball wise, because I know I've been talking about college football, but basketball is my favorite sport, so I could talk about basketball all day if I wanted to, if I had to. I know this is gonna be longer than the last one. I know I said I wanted to cut it short, but if you are able to make it to the end, thank you. Please leave a like on this video, comment, share, subscribe, do whatever you can. Get me to like 50 subscribers, please. I know this is gonna be a long vid, but thanks a lot, guys. Hopefully I can get another one out next week talking about, I don't know, I might just talk about the other two topics. I might do that later this week. Just let me know if you guys want to have me drop another video later this week. But yeah, thanks again. And Wano, aka me, I'm out. Thanks, guys.